Hello, and welcome back to our channel where we bring you the strange, the dark, and the unknown. Today, we have a near-death experience story of a young girl who died and discovered what lies beyond this world. If you like this content and want more, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Enjoy. A young girl, walking her dogs in a quiet Alaskan town, becomes the unexpected victim of a gunshot. A normal day transformed into a nightmare as a stray bullet found its mark, ricocheting within her and piercing her bowel in 9 distinct places. Despite the tragedy, fortune seemed to be on her side. The town's ER was home to one of the best Rhodes Scholar doctors in the north, and a flight out of town was just minutes away from takeoff. The stars aligned, and she was hastily flown to Anchorage for further treatment. In the sterile confines of the operating room, a battle for life unfolded. Skilled hands moved with urgency, but the damage was severe. Amidst the frantic efforts and hushed tones, the girl's life slipped away. She died on that operating table, her last conscious memory filled with the sterile lights and the masked faces of surgeons battling against the inevitable. But death, it seemed, was not the end of her journey, but rather the beginning of something extraordinary. As her heart stilled, she found herself drifting. The harsh clinical lights of the operating room faded, replaced by a different kind of illumination. It was a light unlike anything she had ever seen, a brilliance that was almost tangible. It beckoned her, a lighthouse in the midst of her confusion and disorientation. She was drawn to it, the pain that had consumed her now a distant memory. As she moved closer, the light grew brighter, more inviting. It was a beacon, a guide leading her away from the cold grasp of death and into a realm beyond our understanding. The girl, now a traveler in this uncharted territory, was about to embark on a journey that would challenge our perceptions of life and death. She was stepping into the unknown, a frontier that many speculate about but few have ever seen. And she remembers everything. The surgeon's words, the operating room, and then adrift into a brilliant light. In the midst of this bright light, she finds herself in an incredible place, a river unlike any other. Imagine a river not made of water, but of pure, shimmering knowledge. Every droplet, every ripple, every current is a piece of information, a fact, a truth. It's as if the universe itself decided to distill all its secrets into this one celestial body of water. The river was alive, vibrant, and inviting. It wasn't just a body of water, it was a living, breathing entity of wisdom. She told me that she could reach out, touch it, and instantly know anything she desired. The mysteries of the universe, the secrets of the past, the enigmas of the future, all of it was right there, at her fingertips, waiting to be discovered. Playing in this river, she felt a joy that was beyond words. Her face would light up as she recounted how she frolicked in the currents of knowledge, each splash revealing a new piece of wisdom. It was an experience of pure, unadulterated joy, a feeling of being at one with the universe, a sense of understanding that transcended the human experience. As she basked in the radiant warmth of this river, she became aware of a presence on the distant shore. Figures, not of shadow, but of light. She told me they were our people, our family, our pets, all those we've loved and lost. They were there, waiting for her, not with impatience, but with an understanding that defied time itself. They were waiting for her to finish her play, to wade through the river of knowledge, to join them on the shore. On the shore, she could see figures waiting for her, our people, our family, our animals, patiently, joyfully waiting. They stood there, bathed in the same brilliant light that enveloped everything, exuding a sense of peace, of love, of homecoming. And she knew without a shadow of a doubt that they would wait for her, however long it took, and she was comforted. But as she played, an amazing thing happened. A being approached her. This was not just any being, but a radiant entity of pure, unconditional love. It was as if the cosmos had condensed all its love into this one figure, and it was now standing before her. Its presence was so immense, so awe-inspiring, that even the river of knowledge seemed to pause in its tracks. The being didn't just merely exist, it pulsed with an energy so powerful, it was as if love was its heartbeat. This was a love that didn't ask for anything in return. It was a love that was there for her, for everyone, without any conditions, without any expectations. It was a love that knew her, understood her, and accepted her for who she was. As she stood there, in the presence of this being, She felt an overwhelming sense of joy and completion. It was as if every puzzle piece of her life had fallen into place. The pain, the struggles, the happiness, the love, everything made sense now. All the scattered fragments of her life came together to form a beautiful, complete picture. She felt a joy so profound, so pure, that it radiated from her, adding to the radiance of the being. It was a joy that sprang not from achieving something or gaining something, but from the simple realization of being a part of this incredible universe. The being then spoke, its voice, like a melody that resonated with the very core of her being. "It's not your time yet," it said. The words were simple, but carried an immense weight. She was being asked to leave this place of absolute love and joy, and return to the world she had left behind. But along with the sadness of leaving, there was also a sense of purpose. She was being sent back for a reason. She had a role to play, a contribution to make. And with this realization, she felt a new surge of energy. She was ready to return, ready to live. Then the being spoke, telling her it was not her time yet. She had to go back. Like a child arguing against bedtime, she protested, but in the presence of the being, she could not refuse. A sense of purpose, radiant as the being itself, began to permeate her. It was as if the universe itself had conspired to infuse her with a mission, a reason to return to the mortal realm she had left behind. As she began her reluctant descent back to reality, a profound understanding enveloped her. She was not merely returning to life. She was being entrusted with a divine responsibility. A purpose that was as clear as the river of knowledge, as profound as the love that radiated from the being. Her return to life was not a retreat from the divine, but a step towards fulfilling a higher calling. The journey back was not a path of sorrow, but a road leading to wisdom. She was not losing a paradise, but gaining a perspective. Her spirit, now touched by the divine, was ready to face the mortal world. She emerged from the experience not just alive, but more alive than she'd ever been. Every breath she took was a testament to her incredible journey, a constant reminder of the love that awaited her on the other side. The prospect of death, rather than casting a grim shadow over her life, illuminated it with a celestial light. The medical prognosis was dire, her time was limited, but to her it wasn't a death sentence, it was a promise of return. She viewed her life as a precious gift, each moment a unique opportunity to live her purpose. Every heartbeat, a countdown not to death, but to a joyous reunion with the divine love she had experienced. She was not just surviving, she was thriving on the precipice of eternity. Death had lost its sting. It was no longer an end, but a transition, an interlude between acts in the grand play of existence. To her, death was not a spectre to be feared, but a friend to be embraced when the time came. Living on borrowed time, she was not afraid. She saw death not as an end, but a return to love. With every breath, she has heartbeats from death, yet she is more alive than anyone I've ever met. This is the paradox of my sister's existence. Every day she wakes up is a miracle, every moment a gift, and she treats them as such. Imagine living on the edge of a precipice, where one misstep could send you tumbling into the abyss. That's where my sister stands. Yet instead of cowering in fear, she dances. She dances with the knowledge that any day could be her last. She dances not in spite of the danger, but because of it. Her life is a testament to the power of perspective. To her, each sunrise is a symphony, each breath a melody in the song of life. She cherishes the simple moments, a hot cup of coffee, a good book, the company of her beloved dogs. These are not just mundane parts of life, but precious fragments of time to be savored. While others might see her situation as a ticking time bomb, she views it as a reminder to live fully and fearlessly. She carries the knowledge of her impending death not as a burden, but as a beacon guiding her to live each moment to its fullest. Her courage is not born of ignorance, but of profound understanding. She knows that her time here is limited, but she also knows what awaits her on the other side. The radiant joy, the river of knowledge, the unconditional love. These are not mere concepts to her, but vivid memories that give her strength. So she lives each day with a fearless heart and a joyful spirit. She loves deeply, laughs often, and embraces each moment with gratitude. She is not just surviving, she is thriving on the edge of life and death. She sees life as a journey, a task we are here to do, but death is a return to sweet, benevolent, all-encompassing love. And so, with every heartbeat that brings her closer to death, she is not filled with fear, but with anticipation for the love that awaits her. This young girl's story is not just a tale of survival, but a testimony of what lies beyond. Her experience is nothing short of extraordinary, a journey that took her to the brink of life and back, to a world beyond our comprehension. She endured a near-death experience, a moment where life slipped away, replaced by a profound journey into the unknown. Her story took us through her ascent into a bright light, a beacon of serenity and tranquility, away from the pain of the physical world. This was not just an escape, but a transition to a realm of peace. Her adventure led her to a river unlike any other. It was a river of knowledge, where every droplet held answers, and every ripple sparked understanding. It was a place of enlightenment, a playground for the curious soul. She played, and as she did, she learned, she grew, she evolved. On the distant shore, she saw familiar faces, her family, her pets, all waiting for her with patience and joy. She knew they would wait. They would always wait, for the river was hers to explore, hers to understand. And then she met a being of love, radiating warmth, pulsating with affection, a being that was the embodiment of unconditional love. This encounter was not just a meeting, but a union of souls. It was here she learned that it was not her time, that she had to return. Her return was reluctant but purposeful. She was infused with a purpose, a mission. She carries it with her every day, living on the edge of life and death, a constant reminder of her journey beyond. This story, her story, impacts us all. It challenges our understanding of life and death. It questions our fears, and it offers us a glimpse into what could lie beyond. Her story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the boundless possibilities of the universe. She lives each day on the precipice of death, yet she is not afraid, for she knows that what awaits her is not an end, but a beginning.